I've been wanting to tackle this topic for quite a while, and I really haven't given myself the opportunity to do so, so I figured I might as well at least record commentary about it while I have the time and while, the topic is still relevant, because I do think that eventually we will see a Xander and Camus revival. Obviously, everybody already knows that Xander and Camus have woefully been left out of the Grand Hero Battle revivals lately, whereas even some units have gotten 2 revivals since their initial debut. Now, I think the initial reason why we haven't seen a revival of either of these heroes is primarily because of the big thing they have in common, and that's having distant counter attached to their weapons. When they first debuted, distant counter was quite a hot item to have, but now since the game has evolved a little bit, it's not as important or powerful as it used to be. They've released units since then that contend for cavalry, red cavalry, blue cavalry positions on a team, and now they legitimately have to compete for position on a team now. Like, also, for example, other cavalry units not related to Xander and Camus's color have also begun to take precedence in the meta and take the place of their positions on a cavalry emblem team, or horse emblem, whatever. I almost never see Xander anymore. So it can't possibly be that Xander and Camus haven't gotten a revival yet is because they're overpowered, because it seems like they're actually underpowered now. Especially Xander with his nearly unredeeming speed. Camus is still an extremely strong pick with the Fury and Vantage combo. That's what I run. Camus is still on my cavalry team, although I have not really put too much effort into it. We have units like Sigurd, who can outpower and, have more utility than Xander, and you could even give Sigurd distant counter and probably outperform Xander in most categories. Also, by the way, please, if you... normally distant counter on Sigurd isn't the greatest idea, but if you do it, just fucking take off Crusader's Ward. Just, come on, just fucking take it off. Granted, I like seeing it in Arena because it means I can raffle stomp that Sigurd without having a care in the world, because that's basically an empty B slot. If you're running distant counter and Crusader's Ward at the same time on Sigurd, that's basically an empty B slot, because the only time that's ever gonna activate is with Reinhardt and... yeah, just Reinhardt. That's it. Oh wait, no, maybe Christmas Tharja now. If he initiates onto her and she counterattacks twice back. Well then, maybe her too. But I don't think you're too worried about her, really. Come on. Anyway. So, especially these new units that have come out, aka the power creep, ever since they come out, they now outclass and outmerge both of these units. So what could possibly be the reason that they're being held back anymore? We have much stronger picks. I think, in fact, with the recent Christmas banner, and all being emblem or armor emblem units, fuck, man. I think that IS is... I know maybe Armor Emblem's a little bit underwhelming to a lot of you guys, and you won't even think twice about it, but I think it's interesting the way IS is approaching balance in the game. I know I've said that Dragon Emblem is pretty underwhelming in the grand scheme of things, but they really do have extra tools in their kit, like the breath weapons, especially being lightning breath, and the fact that their enemy phase utility is damn near superior to all others. But they've given Armor Emblem as a whole quite a bit of a buff, and in this way of debuting new characters and new skills and such, they're essentially balancing the game in such a way that they're making units and other strategies more viable options. Horse Emblem is still powerful, but it's opening opportunities for other emblems to take precedence, or just at least be viable picks. Like, should I run Horse Emblem or should I run my Armor Emblem team? I think that question is now more logical than it used to be back in the day. Like, should I use my super powerful Reinhardt, Xander, Camus, green cavalry? Do we? Oh, okay, that would be Cecilia, probably. Should I run these, which are clearly superior to everything ever, or should I use Armor Emblem? And I'm talking way, way past tense, back in the day when probably the best armored unit was Hector and maybe Effie. So I really do appreciate how they're approaching game balance, and I think the one time that they very obviously changed game balance was the weapon refinery opening up, essentially buffing all these other weapons that were normally underwhelming and such. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is I do think that we'll be seeing a revival of these two heroes in the near future. I don't know soon, but it could be soon, because I decided it was a bit of a pressing issue that I wanted to cover this topic before it's no longer applicable. I don't remember if there's any other like blue lance units that compete for Camus's spot. I mean, the obvious one that competes for the blue position on a Horse Emblem team is Reinhardt. But when you see like a full Emblem team, you'll usually see something along the lines of like Reinhardt, Camus, Brave Lynn, and then I usually see Brave Roy on this sort of team. I don't even see Cecilia anymore. I don't see Titania. You don't really see any of the green cavalry units anymore, especially because everybody has one sword unit on their team, usually two. The meta's still pretty blue. But due to the fact that, essentially, long story short, Xander and Camus have both been power crept, and they can't even compete for these spots anymore because they don't have the merges to make up where they're deficient. So hopefully this kind of sheds a little bit of light on how I thought basically about the topic of Xander and Camus. Is there any other reasons why that Xander and Camus may have been held back besides maybe having distant counter built into their weapons? Because I feel like that we've gravitated away from distant counter being such a critical part of a unit's build or even team composition these days. Ira is a pretty good example of being pretty powerful in the player phase. If you have a very powerful player phase unit, you don't need distant counter. In fact, you would want to strengthen those strengths. So I feel like the meta is actually shifting for once. We're kind of gravitating away a little bit. Distant counter is still a very strong option, but I feel like other options are now more viable. In which case, if IS is also thinking this or seeing this or even planning on this, which I think they would be planning on, you know, gravitating the meta away from distant counter as far as enemy phase is concerned. I wish they could, like, that would be super controversial, but if they were to nerf Dire Thunder, oh man, that would be nuts. That would be fucking nuts. What if they did it in a roundabout way, they made other brave tomes? How crazy would that be? Anyway, I should probably stop rambling. Let me know what you guys think about the topic, things I've said. If you guys think we'll ever actually see Xander and Camus show back up in a Grand Hero battle. Because also, one tiny little thing. Also considering that IS is bringing a lot of old things back, and their reason being is because newer players haven't had the opportunity to get units and such like this. They've like missed out, or they've missed out on seals or items or other things. They brought the old things back to give new players the opportunity to get these things again. So obviously the question is, why haven't they brought these two units back? It's a big question. I kind of wish that we could interview IS and ask them why they haven't come back. It would be cool to have an answer. You know, they don't even have to come back. I got the Xander and the Camus. They fill up my team. It's whatever. I think it would be cool if they were to just answer that question. Maybe they have, and I'm ignorant of it. I haven't seen it or something. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.